Have you ever woken up in the morning and felt no desire to get out of bed? You still breathe, you still eat, you still go to work, but inside there's an emptiness. Day after day, you live inside an invisible box. Everything seems fine. Yet there's no reason to feel alive. Maybe you once dreamed of a different life, freer, more passionate. But pressure, responsibilities, and the fear of failure made you settle for just getting through the day. You smile, so others won't worry, but deep down, you know, you've lost yourself somewhere along the way. And I understand that feeling of merely existing instead of truly living, that fear of change, yet a deeper fear of living the rest of your life this way. Today, I want to tell you something. Life is not meant to be endured. It's meant to be lived fully. The question is, what are you still waiting for to live as your true self? I want to walk with you out of that comfort shell that's been suffocating you. Not so you can throw everything away, but so you can start truly living in sync with your own heart. Why do so many people fall into the trap of living just to get by? It's not because they're weak. It's not because they have no dreams. It's because life slowly wears down their hope, bit by bit. As children, we believed we could do anything, but then criticism, failures, the silent pressures of family and society slowly made us shrink back. We began living according to the script others expected of us. We took the safe path, but not the path that made our hearts race. And then, one day, we wake up and realize we've become like machines. Wake up, work, go home, eat, sleep, repeat. Emotions forgotten. Joy forgotten. Dreams locked away in a dark corner. And there's another reason. Fear. Fear of losing what we have. Fear of judgment. Fear of trying and failing. Some even comfort themselves by saying, well, that's just life. Everyone's like this. But the truth is, not everyone is like this. There are people who dared to step out of the loop. They chose to live authentically, and they found real happiness. So the question is, why should you accept a life that doesn't belong to you? You might lose some things when you change, but the greatest loss is losing yourself by not changing. That's why we need to find our way back. Change doesn't always start with something grand. Sometimes it starts with just one small step, but one that moves you toward who you truly want to be. Forget those motivational slogans shouting, "Change your life right now." The truth is, no one flips their entire life overnight. What you need is a clear direction and one small action today. First, ask yourself 3 questions. What truly makes my heart come alive? If I were gone tomorrow, what would I regret the most? If I weren't afraid of failing or being judged, what would I do right now? The answers to these questions are your compass. Don't expect all the answers at once, but let them lead you out of your monotony. Then take small steps. If you want to get healthier, don't think about running a marathon, just start with a 10-minute walk each morning. If you want to pursue your passion, dedicate 30 minutes a day to learn or practice it, even after work. If you want to change your environment, start connecting with inspiring people and new communities. You don't need to change everything overnight. You just need to move forward a little each day, and one day you'll look back and see how far you've come. Remember, change isn't a giant leap. It's a series of small, consistent steps. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward despite the fear. Happiness isn't just at the destination. It's in how you live every day. You can start today, not with a grand plan, but with one small but true step. This is the story of David, a man who spent nearly his whole life in autopilot mode. David graduated with decent grades and landed a stable office job in the city. People said, he's lucky, good salary, nothing to worry about. But no one knew. Every morning, David woke up heavy-hearted. He sat on the bus, staring out the foggy window, asking himself, whose life am I living? He once dreamed of being a travel photographer, capturing the beauty of life around the world. But that dream was set aside because his family wanted him to have a secure career. He obeyed, and day by day, his spirit faded. One autumn evening, after working late, David stopped by a small roadside cafe. Sitting alone, listening to a familiar song, he realized, if I keep living like this, 10 years from now, I'll still be here, but with a dead heart. The next day, David didn't quit his job immediately. He simply did one small thing. He bought a second-hand camera online. On weekends, he started photographing alleyways, street corners, unexpected smiles. At first, no one cared, but he posted his photos online, slowly gaining followers. Then came invitations to shoot events and products. A year later, David had the courage to quit and become a full-time freelance photographer. It wasn't always easy. Some months he earned very little, some days he was exhausted enough to consider quitting. But for the first time in years, he felt truly alive. Every photo was a story. Every trip was a breath of fresh air. David once thought change meant a reckless leap. But he realized it started with one small, brave step. His story isn't for you to copy exactly. It's for you to see that. You don't need to wait for the perfect conditions to start. You just need to start. The moment your heart calls you. You know, life doesn't demand that you be perfect. It only asks that you truly live. You weren't born to be someone else's copy. You weren't born to merely endure and watch the days go by. You were born to feel, to love, to try, to fail, to rise again, and to live fully in every moment. Remember, you can't go back and start a new beginning, but you can start today and create a new ending. If your heart is tired of living for others, return it to its own rhythm. If you're afraid of change, remember, fear won't disappear, but you will outgrow it once you start moving. You might not be ready to change your whole life, but you are ready to take one small step today. And from that step, you'll go further than you ever imagined. Live so that when you look back, you can smile and say, I truly lived. So I'll ask you once more, what are you still waiting for to live as your true self?